You are now watching M.O.D. Entertainment. Make sure you subscribe and check out the playlist.
I grew up hearing gunshots in the late night. Ghetto bird, police sirens as a mother cries. Just another victim of the Soundbrown genocide. Locals posted locked and loaded, ready to take lives. And when they heard the chief late, they would duck up out of sight. Like your car when the sun down, it was mission time. You had to stay alert, cause bullets always travel blind. We stayed posted, we stayed drinking, and we getting high. Marchando down the enemy's neighborhood as we ride. Put the hood, put the glica sample, fuck their side. No regrets, but the truth is no peace of mind.
G-Files.
Now, right here we have the VST, but there's two VSTs. So for people not to get confused, there's two VSTs located on this side. But this one is the Vario Sur town. So the Malos neighborhood, as they're known as, because they got their Malos clique. So that's what so they're known as the Malos. Malosos neighborhood over here. You have the Vario Sur town, Malos gang. Now, this neighborhood is one of the neighborhoods that's well known in San Jose. Large in numbers, originated, born bred at that area. I know that there's other Sud towns that I have mentioned before. This one has no connection to those. Um, I was told that this one is straight out of that area, and like what I mean, home base right there in San Jose. Definitely be large and giving law enforcement a hard time as well. Going at it with their surrounding neighborhoods and definitely putting their barrio up on the map. And yeah, the Sioux Town, they be right there representing. These guys ain't no chum, no pushovers. You know what I mean? So they definitely with the function, and you know what I mean. One, like I said, one of the one that's more recognized over here. The reason is that there's another VST, but this one's a Sur Town neighborhood, Malos, and that's what's up with them. And they definitely right there representing and putting their barrio on the map. Now here's the other VST neighborhood, which is the Vickystown neighborhood. Now the Vickystown neighborhood is connected to the ones over here from Los, so it is originally from Los Angeles. You know what I mean? I know you have the Sultan that I spoke about, but you have the Vickystown, which is another VST. Now they've been in San Jose since the 80s, and I mean early 80s. I mean they've been here since like 79 or 80, like through those years. So that's already a long time that they have, that they touched down right here and they established themselves. You know what I mean? So they're large in numbers. Now these guys, they made the news several times, so much that they even made a documentary on these guys. You guys could check it out. You know what I mean? And the problems that they gave in San Jose. So these guys were definitely active, putting in work, kicking it up, doing damage. One of the ones that started the movement over there for the Sud, because obviously there was, his northern territory. So these guys definitely were the guys like mainlining, pushing it forward over there for the Sud, and establishing their reputation, numbers, and dominating. You know what I mean? That's the get down for them. They obviously because they were more old school because over here they're originally from Boyle Heights, so you know they already knew what the whole game, the whole shebang was about. So it's like I guess you could say they went in there with experience. But yeah, this neighborhood definitely be large, definitely be with the business, and definitely be now right there representing. Because they made San Jose their home and definitely putting their barrio on the map. These guys ain't no chumps, no pushovers. Like, you know what I mean? Like they be right there representing for the suit and holding it down. Now here you have another neighborhood, not to be confused with the peligroso locos. You have the paisano locos. The other PLS neighborhood. Now, this PLS is, it used to be large in numbers. It's not as large no more as it used to be. And you don't see them up as much as you used to. But nonetheless, the Paisano Locos, his neighborhood right here, San Jose, they've been, here for a while, born and bred, representing for theirs. So much to the point where they made the news about a few times too for murder, racketeering, drug sales, and the works. You know what I mean? Law enforcement definitely, homed in on them and concentrated on them. They were one of the first sets that that they recognized, and so they got hit with like a bunch of racketeering and sweeps and all of that. You know what I mean? So they were definitely doing their thing. you know, because law enforcement just don't go after you like that just because you guys are just kicking back. You know what I mean? So these guys are definitely doing their thing and putting their barrio on the map. All right, and another one right here that be representing it and holding it down for their barrio on their side. We have the Vario VSM or SM, which is the Vario Sureño Maldito, so not to be confused with San Marcos or none of those neighborhoods. This is Vario Sureño Malditos. Or Sur Malditos. Now, their neighborhood is located right there on Tully and Lunai. That's where they be hanging out. Their dojo, their stronghold. You know, it's roughly a small chunk of territory, but nonetheless, homie. The fact that they there in San Jose when that was like enemy side and everything like that. You know, and being able to establish something and hold the ground, you know, it's pretty impressive. You know what I mean? You know, like I said, once you establish something there, even if you do get souped up or anything like that, I mean, you already established, so it's like it could only multiply from there. So, and that's what's up with the homies, you know, from Sureños Malditos. Even though they may be small and not as old school as some of these other sets, you know, because you roughly don't see them up as much. I mean, that still be their zone, and you know, where they be holding it down and representing it and putting their barrio up on the map, you know, because it's another neighborhood that, you know, gave law enforcement a hard time and made the news several times. So that's what's up with the Sureño Malditos right there, representing for their barrio and holding it down. All right, and here we have Barrio 8th Street, Gilroy. Now, there is an 8th Street and East LA, but there's no relation between the two, except that they both happen to be 8. There's also an 8th in Arizona, but still no relationship to this one. This is Barrio 8th Street right here in Gilroy, putting it down for you know, for their hood on that side. You could also find some of them in you know, San Jose, where they be representing it and putting their barrio up on the map. You know what I mean? They were roughly large, and not only that, these guys definitely be active, putting in work, representing right there, because they made the news several times too, giving law enforcement a hard time. You know, where they even did a sweep on them. You know, that was you know, roughly a large sweep. You know, that made a few headlines. You know what I mean? But like I said, not to be confused with the other sides, you know, because there is other like 8th Street neighborhoods. Other neighborhoods, right? Like 8, it's just 8th Street. This is 8th Street, you know, TH. But yeah, that's what's up with the 8th Street gang right there, representing in Gilroy, holding it down for their barrio and definitely representing it and keeping it active and putting their barrio up on the map right there. Now here's another neighborhood I was told about, which is Avaro Verde Pride 13. You know, the VPT neighborhood. Now I couldn't really get that much info on them. I was just told that they're right here also in this area representing. That they were just roughly always a small group of individuals, but that they were a hood right there representing. I can't verify that, but that's what I was told by several other homies from neighborhoods up there about this certain neighborhood. And but yeah, that's what's up with them, and apparently they're right there representing, you know what I mean?